love games. Hi, my name is James, and this is James Loves Games. And today I'm going to be talking about the new PlayStation 5 user interface reveal that was revealed by Sony this morning. But first, I need to talk about I got 1,000 subscribers. I got 1,000 subscribers, and I wouldn't have 1,000 subscribers if it weren't for the 1,000 subscribers who chose to subscribe to my channel for whatever reason. I really, really appreciate it. Seriously. I like making silly videos, and I like entertaining you folks and having fun, meeting new people. And so I'm going to do my best to keep making great content for your feed. So thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Now that that's out of the way, let's check out that new user interface. Let's go. All right, PlayStation UI reveal. Get that mouse off the screen.
Hi everyone, I'm Hideaki Nishino.
Hello.
And I head up PlayStation's platform planning and management team, which includes product and UX design. Today, we are finally going to give you a look at the PlayStation 5 user experience.
Finally.
You will see some of the features that enable games to work together with the hardware network to deliver a truly next-generation experience. Our vision for a PS5 user experience is simple. We believe that your playtime is valuable and should be meaningful. PlayStation team members from all around the world work to deliver a PS5 experience that is completely centered on you, the player.
Try that again. By the way, it should be noted that, wasn't it funny? I don't know if all of you saw it, but Burger King made like a video. I don't know if it was just a YouTube video or a tweet or something of the creepy like Burger King, the Burger King, with a PS5 in a bag. And it revealed to the world what the sound of the PS5 was. And I thought it was pretty funny. So when I hear that sound now, I will forever think about Burger King. So, good job, Burger King, at planting the seed in my brain every time I turn on a PS5. Let's continue.
You with a great play and a passionate community of gamers. With a look and feel that's designed for 4K TVs, the PS5 user experience was built from the ground up to take advantage of the console capabilities, complementing the transformative games coming with this new generation. I should note that this video tour is from a pre-production environment on the PS5 console, so there may be a few small wrinkles or minor changes once the console launches in November. And
that's
now,
to be expected.
Let's check it out, courtesy of our own Sid Schumann.
Bring it home, Sid.
Thanks, Nishino-san. Welcome to your new PlayStation 5 console experience.
Okay, so I should also mention that I've been an Xbox user for every generation of the Xbox. Xbox 360, Xbox One. I guess that's it. I never got an Xbox One X. But I had all the PlayStations up until PS4, which I know. Everybody says PS4 is the best one. Why would you skip getting a PS4? I just didn't have the time and the money. I had other obligations that required my time and energy aside from having two current generation consoles. And honestly, I had plenty of games to play on the Xbox One with my friends that kept me more than busy. But aside from all that, the last PlayStation I had was a PS3, and I was not thrilled with the user interface there. I really liked the PSP's user interface, and the PS3 was pretty much exactly the same. And I just felt like it didn't really do a whole lot. And so I'm not familiar with the PS4's user interface. I've seen some videos and screenshots here and there over the years, but I haven't become familiar with it like I would if I had one on my own. And so keep in mind while I'm watching this, I'm not sure what exactly is new necessarily and what's been kept over from like the PS4, what's similar. So just keep that in mind while we're watching. Let's keep watching.
This time, we've started up from rest mode. We've already created an account and signed into PlayStation Network, so let's log in.
All right. Now this looks really similar to, sorry to keep stopping, but the Xbox One recently updated their user interface, probably to match in line with what's going to be on the Series X. Because I know that the PS4s have all been updated with like version 8.0.0 or something like that. I don't remember. But everybody's really upset with the new PS4 user interface and the chat functions. They really dropped the ball to listen to all the online chatter. But Xbox new user interface, it seems like every time they make a new change, it's going to take some time to get used to it. And there's going to be people that say like, oh, this is just worse just because it's different. And other people that say it's good just because it's different. But I really do like the new user interface on the Xbox One. It didn't change a whole lot. It just, the style kind of changed a little bit and just the overall look. But the functionality, for the most part, remains the same. But I say that to say that I'm not thrilled with the current Xbox One user interface. I think about 1 or 2 generations ago, I really enjoyed the Xbox One's user interface. There was, I don't remember which one it was, but there was one that I just really enjoyed. But the one right now is just kind of okay. I've learned to get used to it. And so I'm hoping this one is the one that's just very intuitive. But let's jump back in.
In this case, I've resumed right where I left off in Sackboy: A Big Adventure. And here, we're looking at PlayStation 5's Control Center. From here, it's one click and we're right back into the game. But let's take a moment and look around. The Control
Kind of
Center
on the
is
fence
always
about
one tap
Sackboy.
of the PlayStation button away. It provides immediate access to almost everything you need from the system without leaving the game. This includes things like seeing who is online, checking the status of a download, managing your controller,
I like that.
power, and more. These colorful characters are called cards, and they let you interact with games and the system in a
Cards, you
variety of
say?
ways. First, as we've just resumed,
Where'd you come up with
the
that?
Control Center is showing a special card that allows me to get up to date on recent stories posted by publishers for games I am following.
Okay, so that's kind of similar to the news feed that you get on the Nintendo Switch. On their main homepage, on the bottom left corner, you've got like a news button that you can click, and you can sort of filter the news for certain games or certain types of games. And so I really like that feature. It's something cool to check out every day just to see if there's a new demo or things like that. So I'm really happy to see that implemented into the PS5 as well.
Another card here shows me recent media I've captured from my gameplay using the Create button on the DualSense controller.
That's cool.
Let's check out one of the most powerful new features of the PS5 console.
Something else that I really like of this current and upcoming generation are the dedicated media buttons, where it's like, I want to save this screenshot, I want to save this video. You've got a dedicated button, you just got to push it or hold it. This thing on the Xbox One where it's like you got to like push the home button and then X for a video or Y for a screenshot. It interrupts the flow of the game, especially when you're playing a shooter. You can just get killed while you're trying to save the video. And I really like that on the Switch, where you can just push the button or hold it without opening up any other menus, and it just does it. And so good job for Sony for putting that into the PS5 as well. I applaud that.
They're actually just to the right in this row, and we call them activities. Activities are part of the plan to remove barriers to gameplay. Let's get an example of one way they're used in Sackboy: A Big Adventure. With a tap of the PlayStation button, I'm back to playing the game. Sackboy: A Big Adventure is packed with things to discover, and
Cute
each
game.
level represents one type of activity I can play.
Like I said,
many
I'm
of
kind
which
of
I
on the
can go back
fence
to
about
later
this
to
one.
discover more.
I know my kids would really like it, and I would probably like it too, but
I tapped the
there's just so many
PlayStation
good
button
games
to bring
to
up the
play.
Control Center again. I could see a number of available activities, both active and suggested by the system. Let's take this
That's
first
cool.
one, A Big Adventure.
Sort of like
as an
in-game
example.
missions that you can
I
navigate
can see
throughout
that I
the
haven't
menu of
quite
the
completed
PlayStation.
this level yet. I'm at 33%. Let's open it up and see more.
That might
Here I
be
can
like
see more
overkill, but it's a pretty cool
information,
feature.
including key objectives I haven't met. And I'm seeing a very important piece of information here. It says about 10 minutes left. This is PlayStation 5's personalized playtime estimate, giving me an idea how long it will take me to complete this activity.
I like that a lot because I play a lot on my lunch break. So my office is really close to where I live, and so I get to come home for lunch, and so I've got lots of time to enjoy for my free time. And so I love it when I have a game that I can play where I have just like 30 minutes where I can just jump into a game and play without worrying about it. I can't really jump into like a big ordeal. You know, I can't really play Dark Souls on my lunch break because it's just not quite enough time to get much done. And so it's good to see something like this where it says, oh, about 10 minutes left. I've definitely got 10 minutes before I have to head back to the office. And so that gets a huge 2 thumbs up from me.
Some activities even let you jump directly to that place in the game.
Oh, wow. That's cool too.
But there's more to see here. For another example, let's open that activity back up.
So you can just hop back and forth between levels and missions through the PlayStation menu.
Looks like I missed an objective
Very cool.
to find the monk robes costume piece. Looks like I need a little help. Some in-game activities, like this one, offer official game help. Game help is included as a benefit for active PlayStation Plus members in some PS5 games. In this case, I can open up that objective to get some hints
Wow.
without resorting to a web search or digging through long videos and articles.
I like how he
that
said
contain
web
spoilers.
search with such disdain. He's like, without
This
resorting
particular
to a
hint is
web
video,
search.
and I could play it here in
Excuse
the car,
me for
and I
trying to
can
make
expand
informative
it
videos.
to get a bigger view without leaving the game. Sometimes it's really useful to be able to see the hint on screen while you play. Some cards can be put in a picture
That's pretty cool.
mode, or as shown here, a side-by-side view. Super
Kind
cool.
of cheap, but
If you pin
it's
a card,
a cool
you can
feature.
access it via the control center at any time. Now let's go find those rascally monk robes.
Those rascally monk robes.
Thanks, Game Help. The team at PlayStation wanted to make it really easy to chat with your friends on the PlayStation 5 console. So let's check
Okay.
out how it works.
Before we get into the chat, that feature is really cool. Don't get me wrong. I think it's really neat that for certain PS5 games, I would imagine they're probably the first-party titles, have their own videos and tips on things and how to complete certain objectives. But am I the only one that thinks that's kind of overdoing it as far as like holding your hand? I mean, yeah, it kind of takes out the middleman because you're just going to go to YouTube or something and look up a tutorial on how to get this object or this objective or whatever. But it's just, I don't know, it kind of takes a lot of the fun out of it if it just puts all the answers right there at your fingertips. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Here, I'm opening an interactive notification with a tap of the PlayStation button, and I've decided to join the voice chat that my friend just entered. Now, my friend could have done this on the PlayStation app for mobile devices, from a PS4, or in this case, from a PS5. The DualSense controller features an integrated microphone, too,
This game is
so I can
so
start talking
cute.
right away.
This game is
But I always have
adorable.
the ability to hit the mute button on the controller.
I want to
or
make it in real
menus.
life. Why wouldn't you run the other way? Get those faster.
Parties take on an expanded role with PS5, and they now provide persistent spaces to connect with groups that you play with. Here I have a couple of friends chatting away in the party. One of them has started sharing their screen with the group.
Is that what I think it is?
Looks like they're playing Uncharted: The Lost Legacy. We can chat while we play, and I can watch his
What?
progress as well.
That is so cool. It's like live streaming
This
just
is
to your
another card
friends.
that can be put in
That's
picture-in-picture mode,
awesome.
or pinned to the side while you play. You can access it anytime via the control center too, but let's dismiss it for now.
That's the type of thing that nobody asked for, but somebody had the clairvoyance and wherewithal to just say, you know what, I bet people would want to watch what their friends are playing. That's really cool, because sometimes I am genuinely curious. You know, I'll get online on my Xbox One, for example, and I'll want to jump into a game, and I can see what my friends are playing. And if I had the option to see like exactly what they were doing and like put in a picture-in-picture window, I would probably do it. That's pretty cool.
Okay, let's review. So far, we've seen how activities on PS5 will make it easier and faster to hop back into PS5 games, and how you can get in-game help and chat with your friends. So that leaves online multiplayer gaming. Let's check it out.
Let's
I
do.
see that some of my friends are online, so it's time to say goodbye to Sackboy for now and spin up a match of Destruction
Bye, Sackboy.
All-Stars. One of my friends
Spin
in
it
the party has
up.
already started a match, and we can join them from this card in Control Center.
Cool. Let's do it.
And there we go. Destruction All-Stars now quickly starts thanks to PS5's ultra-high-speed SSD. Okay, I think we've got enough people on our party, so let's jump in.
That was pretty
We're
fast.
keeping the focus on PS5's user experience today, so let's zip ahead so we can see more.
Oh gosh. That made me sick.
And just like that, we're in. We don't have time to play a
was
full
like
match
10
today,
seconds.
but I do think we have time to take a quick photo. To do that, I'll just tap the Create button on the DualSense controller.
What is this
PS5
game?
is always capturing recent gameplay, but when you compose a shot, even using in-game photo mode, you can capture a high-quality screenshot here. This optimizes capturing the moment,
Yeah, that's
letting
cool.
you review
I'm
and
all
choose to
about
share later on. I should
taking
mention,
screenshots and
video
videos
can be
easier.
captured at up to 4K on the PS5 console.
Very cool.
Okay, so far we've shown off how to jump into activities, how to chat with your friends, get into groups together to play, capturing gameplay, all of that while in-game. But what if I want to play a different game? Welcome to the
What if you do?
PlayStation 5 home screen. This is where you'll land when you start up from
This
a
is the actual
powered-off
home
state,
screen.
and where you'll go when you want to choose a new game to play or download. The layout.
So I've got kind of a graphic design background. I studied it in school, and I've worked a couple of graphic design jobs here and there. And I really like the look of this. Something that I noticed on the Xbox One's user interface is that back when they implemented having custom backgrounds, so when you have certain achievements, you unlock like wallpapers and stuff, for example. And you can put the wallpaper on there, and that's neat. But I would say 80% of it gets covered up with just junk on the screen. And it makes me wonder, why did you go to the trouble of letting me put my own custom wallpaper if you're just going to cover it up with giant squares and I can't even see what's on the picture? This is much more elegantly done, you know, especially when you consider people's displays and TVs these days are so much bigger and so much higher definition. If you're talking about 4K displays, you're able to put, like, up here on the top right, you've got your little profile icon and the settings icon. They're pretty small as far as like percentage of the screen, but they don't need to be big. It's truly like a less is more kind of situation where you don't have to just splatter the whole screen with giant squares to show what games are available. You can make them smaller and more elegant looking. And I think that this is a much better way of presenting all that information.
Out of the space is designed to present games and game content beautifully on a 4K display with simple
like
and
I just
super
said.
fast access to what you need. And in case you're wondering, media-related apps will have their own space like this one, but today we're focused on gaming. Each game has
Show
its
me the
own
media.
hub completely integrated, so all you need to do is scroll down to see activities you can jump right into. Video clips, stories about the game, DLC.
That's pretty cool. So like, if you look at the bottom of the screen, that shows that you can jump directly into a certain game type within the game from the main menu. So instead of like loading the game and then within the game menu, and like choosing between like single player, multiplayer, whatever, from your PlayStation home screen, you can pick versus like 8 versus 8 or whatever without jumping into the game first. That's really cool.
And more. backward compatible PS4 titles will benefit from some of these features too. Let's move one spot to the left and check out Explore, which brings together all your games. We saw a view of this from the Control Center earlier, and another view will also be in the new PlayStation app for mobile devices. Explore keeps you in the loop with official stories from PlayStation and from all the games you're following, including trending media from the community.
That's like the Nintendo
We're
Switch
testing
news.
and learning about this feature in the
section.
US at launch, so not everyone will have this on day one, but it gives you a
That's
good
okay.
idea of the direction.
Cool. I like
And
it.
this is PlayStation Store for PS5. It's completely integrated into the system. It's not a standalone app anymore. Browsing for new games to play will be easier thanks to...
He said that the shop isn't a standalone app anymore, and I love that so much. One of my frustrations, it's not really a frustration, it's just a minor irritation. When I'm browsing on the Nintendo Switch or the Xbox One, you go over to the shop, you're hopping onto like a separate entity instead of just going through the menus of the game system. You have to it's like you're loading a website to have access to all this other information, and it feels separate from the main experience. And this is exactly the type of thing to fix that problem, to just make it completely integrated. And I'm sure the SSD helps to make loading times and everything just instantaneous,
Speed of PS5,
virtually
and more
instantaneous.
personalized store experience. And here you'll be able to browse the latest games and deals. You'll find PS5 games and many backward compatible PS4 games too. I'm sad to say, but we are almost out of time. So let's pull up Control Center one more time with a tap of the PlayStation button. On our way out, why don't we quickly share that photo we took in Destruction All-Stars? We can find recently captured media in this handy card in Control Center. From here, we can do some quick edits, but I think I'm ready to share it right now. On PlayStation 5,
the edits,
I have
man.
the option to share videos and images to supported external services, or I can send them directly to one of my parties. Remember, parties are bigger than just voice chat now. So I'll select one of my favorite.
So this seems like, and again, I don't have a PS4, but from the look of this, it seems more in line with something like Discord servers or Line groups, if you use Line as a chat app. I don't use Discord myself personally. I use Line, but this looks like a similar thing where you have different chat groups. And so I've got a chat with like my friends, and then I've got a separate chat that's just me and my wife. And I've got a separate chat that's like me and my wife and two other friends and all these other different chats. And so it looks like this is a similar deal. And so you can have sort of all these spinning plates going at the same time, as opposed to just join up with me and talk with me right now. And then when you leave, it's over. It's more of an ongoing type of thing, which I like. Another thing I should note, which social media outlets you can post or export your media to. One of my gripes with the Nintendo Switch was that it was really cool that you can link your Twitter account and post things from your Nintendo Switch directly onto your Twitter feed, which I thought was really neat, but it was only Twitter. And I thought that was kind of short-sighted on Nintendo's part, especially given that Instagram is such a huge platform, and I don't really use Twitter. I don't really use Instagram that much, but when I do use it, I prefer to use Instagram when I post like game-related stuff. And so I hope, I'm looking at this and I only see Twitter. I'm hoping that they're going to have the option to post things to other social media platforms like Instagram or maybe even Facebook or TikTok. I don't use TikTok, so I don't really know what I'm talking about there. But, you know, something other than Twitter would be good. Just more options.
Parties here. Let's attach a quick message here. The DualSense controller makes this really easy. PlayStation 5 supports voice dictation in a number of languages, so you no longer have to type messages on the keyboard if you don't
I
want
hate
to.
typing on
Simply
a
select the microphone
console
button.
controller.
Here's a cool detail. If my friend hasn't yet played the activity where I capture...
So here's a question before he gets too far off on that. I'm unfamiliar with how the DualSense controller actually works. So is that big blank area of the controller above the sticks, is that acting like kind of a touchpad? Or is that just a big blank area? I know on the PS4 controller, it had some kind of functionality, but there's no real indication on the PS5 controller that it actually functions as something. And so I'm ignorant of it. I don't know. If you could tell me in the comments whether that's the case, because it, based on like the stuff they're talking about with like haptic feedback and DualSense and all this other stuff, it puts in my mind the idea that you can just like run your thumb over that central portion of the controller and it acts sort of as like its own sort of swiping across the screen type of function. But I could be totally off. I don't know.
This media, and the game's developer thinks that activity might contain spoilers, they'll receive a warning before they view it. Well,
that's cool.
That's it for our demo.
So you can't just
There are
troll
many
your
more
friends
exciting
and ruin a
features we
game
couldn't
for
get
them.
to today, but we're super excited to share more of the PlayStation 5 and PlayStation app user experience with you in the coming weeks headed to launch. And of course, this was just a first look at what fans could expect on day one. The team at PlayStation is committed to evolving this experience with our community in the months ahead. We look forward to sharing more. Thanks for watching.
Okay, so that was the PS5 user interface reveal, and a lot of cool stuff there. It wasn't super exciting or anything. I mean, it's a user interface, but I think it's cool. It's one of the things that I've most been looking forward to with regard to PS5 information, just because I do have kind of a graphic design background, and I know what I like and I don't like. And it's good to see that they're going in the right direction to me. It looks like it's going to be a pretty good way to lay out the information. I like that the integrated SSD helps to speed up the process of loading the eShop, so you can purchase games within just the menus of the PS5 itself without having to load any sort of external information like that. I don't know. It looks like a pretty good setup. What do you guys think? Do you like the way that the PS5 UI looks? Do you hate it? Do you wish you could go back to the days of the PS2 for some horrible reason? Let me know in the comments what you think, and yeah, let me know if you like the way that the direction is going with the PS5. If you think it's just total junk, let me know. Let me know in the comments. But thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for subscribing. All of my 1,000 plus subscribers. I love you all so much. Thank you for coming along with me on this journey. And I hope to continue to make good content for all of you for many, many years to come. See you next time on Woo! Wow. Tone it down. Tone it down, James.